What's going on, Dragon Brawlers? Scott Seven back again here, your Guildmaster for Players Guild, joined by Lucky Smith. How are you doing, sir?
Ice alive.
That's better than dead. We'll take that. Laugh out loud. Wow, jeez, wow. Laugh out loud. Welcome to Graded. We're grading the red cards from Saiyan Showdown, the 6th Unison Warrior series set, the 15th series set overall. Have I got that correct, or have I completely
Yes.
butchered that? No, it is
Yeah, it's
BT15.
BT15. It's BT15.
Okay, cool. Main set, I should say, not set overall. And what is graded, Loki?
So graded is our thing. Where
Review
it is our thing.
series, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the word I was looking for. It's our series where we look through the cards from the newest set or product that introduces new cards, and we judge them based on artwork, thematics, mechanics, etc. And we give them a grade between F and S.
Sometimes
Uh,
we give S pluses, but you know, it happens. Have we given an S plus actually? I don't think
no,
we have.
S
Yeah.
was the highest one we've done.
Oh, well, there you go. See, then they haven't deserved the S plus yet, or like in like Devil May
There was
Cry,
only a
S S
handful of
S.
S's as well.
But yeah.
But yeah, we go color by color. So we go red, blue, green, yellow, black. Black is a color. Multicolor, and then we do a roundup for the whole product with promos associated with the product and secret rares.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
So yeah, this is Red today. We're going to talk about Red, covering the second Broly movie in terms of theme. If you want to know, like, see our breakdown of individual cards, you can go and check out our reactions where we talk about them. This is just us going to be talking about the cards in general sense and whether we think they're good or not.
We're
Starting
not
with
going to be
Goten.
doing deep dives or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Starting with Goten. It. Oh, God damn it!
I love we had the same reaction to it. It had such a big potential, but the fact that it's activate main for its spirit burst is the biggest problem.
It's Activate Man, it's Spirit Boost, it's the deck. I mean, spoilers, the deck goes nowhere.
Yeah, it takes away your attacks to make one big attack that doesn't do anything because they can just negate it.
I said that I was holding out hope during the reveals that it was a multicolor strategy akin to what it was in set 7, which is what this is
The
kind
Ben
of like a
Gohan.
spiritual sequel to. It's not. It's just bad. There is,
Yeah.
as much as I know and understand Trunks from Cross Spirits gets a lot of hate, I still like a lot of the stuff that I introduced in there. Like, I like the Saiyaman synergy. This is objectively worse. And it pains me to say that because there is potential for this.
It's interesting to see a leader swinging like a secret rare. At the same time, the same problem with a secret rares that just swing is they can just be stopped if they have no other effects. That's that. And here you need a whole setup. You need a unison card. You need to have the one drop Son Goku, which they can get rid of. You can only play that Son Goku 5 times in a game. And it's a one drop. It's piss easy to stop.
Yeah, it's a really disappointing Goten, unfortunately. I don't even really want to see them try and fix it in future, to be honest. It's kind of that disappointing. But something that's not disappointing is the Broly, a very interesting take on Broly, being a Broly exclusive deck, which I think is very interesting. Have we seen that before?
Good thing that they gave the super combo.
Yeah, they didn't do a Frieza prison with it. Yeah, I like the fact that it's based around himself just getting stronger and extra cards. I think that's a really unique little way of approaching things. We have some very interesting ties back to the set 7 Broly, like with Dormant Awakening. Like, it kind of does play into that. But there's also other ways around it. Like, we do have a new field card as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. And
my opinion is
yeah,
that as much as I like it mechanically, flavor wise, Broly feels the mechanic we got for Broly in this set feels more like Jiren thing, and the mechanic we got for Jiren last set feels more like Broly thing because Broly's all about evolving.
I can see that. I can totally see that. Like, swap them around. Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, that's a really fair shout. Yeah.
And on top of that, we have another Broly leader, and I get it. He became the new poster boy after Goku. It's starting to get to the point that, oh, you can't have a set without the Broly in it.
Yeah, we have had quite a lot of Broly's actually. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because at the beginning it was, oh, you can't have a secret without Goku, because there was the whole meme that Vegeta is part Goku, then you had Goku SS4, then you had Goku Jr., then you had Awakened Power.
Yeah. 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 So maybe ease off Broly for a little bit. The best thing about this is they can easily just support this card indirectly. This leader, sorry, indirectly, because you can just base it around red extra cards.
Yeah, and it's the same as a lot of those cards that are in there are not too bad in prison as well.
Yeah, so
Even though they're more expensive, but they're good extra cards.
yeah, so like you kind of can support two. Oh, well, Frieza Prison's a fan favorite deck. Well, it's yet to be seen what Broly ends up being because the set's not out yet. But I can see a lot of people really liking Demon's Second Coming. So being able to, when we get new red extra cards, two decks immediately come to mind and people can get excited about. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's the same as Blue Counter is coming in. The first thing you do is check if the cost is equal to the specified cost, if the baby can reduce the cost of it.
Yeah, yeah. Sun Gohan Kamehameha Miracle. I like it. I just don't think it's anything special, but it is only an uncommon.
It is uncommon, and I would love it more if it said if your leader is a red Saiyan.
Same. The fact it's red Goten, it's like, even if it was just like red Goten, Goku, or Gohan, like I would take that.
I would like it in the red Saiyan, because then it's a 2-drop unison with specified cost of 3, so you can cheat out if we had a deck that requires you 3 or more. That +1, just draw a card. It doesn't do anything major.
Yeah.
But it would be a nice way to cheat it out for decks that would, in future, depend on having a 3-drop unison. If they're Saiyans, obviously. And that's the type of thing I would like. This is tied into just one specific leader.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
Yeah. It's a sucky thing. I almost good. Again, this is the whole thing about Goten. There's almost something there. But it's just not
quite.
It's just not. We can talk about Dark Broly Resonant Obliteration, which is fantastic though.
The card is bonkers both for Frieza and for Broly, and for any deck really that runs red extra cards. Because being able to tutor, having that double strike built in essentially, and yeah, the minus skill as well.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's a 2-drop double strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's good. It's just really good.
It's 2-drop double strike that tutors you a card if you're lucky, and then when it's being attacked, you can just neg its markers, to just neg a card and kill it.
Yeah, it's. I think Frieza Prison's gonna have a lot of fun with this card.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope
suddenly has too many unisons to run.
right. Reddit's on guard is more of an interesting concept as a wider reaching thing, like the on guard if your opponent's playing cards with skills. It's energy cost.
When the opponent uses a skill to play a battle card with cost greater than their current energy, so when they're cheating out battle cards.
Yeah, and we're gonna see this like there's a Nappa on guard and in other colors, so it's similar to like the cards that punish you untapping with a skill.
So it essentially blocks preemptively against the attack, because all of them are blockers, 1-drop 4K blockers, that you can switch to rest mode, so you can either block and attack with it, so they're not useless in best of 1.
No, I really
They're
like
1-drop blockers. But also they're not leader locked.
No, they are not. So
I think that might start seeing some problems with multicolor strategies that we are starting to see again.
Potentially. So yeah, I actually really like it. I like the idea of the on guard cards. We'll see where they go in terms of playability, but if it's anything like what was it was Mai, wasn't it? It was Mai from Giant Force was the last one I remember getting quite a lot of attention. The card's similar to Mai. It's like these type of cards will come back and forth depending on what happens with the mare. And it's good that they're there, kind of.
Their existence is important. It's like Chronoa.
Yeah.
and back then all of the black silver bullets were important to exist. It's the
Thankfully,
same way as we had the black Jiren existing to stop the Gogeta.
yeah. Thankfully, we've kind of shifted away from that, but it's
Yep.
still good to have options in a sideboard, right? Like that's kind of the point of deck building and sideboards, and yeah. Then we get training bubbles, training bubbles, buddy, training buddy. I can't say it. You'll have to take this one.
Bubbles!
Yeah, bubbles.
Training Buddy Bubbles.
Training
So
buddy
he's the
bubbles.
red 1-drop. When it's played, draw a card. Play 1 when this card is KO'd by your opponent. Play up to 1 North Kai from your deck, then shuffle your deck, and it can play any North Kai.
Doesn't really work with the green strategy. I'm still very confused by this card.
So am I.
I
I guess technically it works with the green strategy because it's very easy to splash red in green because we have lots of good
Yeah.
red-green cards. So technically you can run it there, but it needs to be KO'd by your opponent.
it's
How the hell they're doing that, I have no clue.
a very strange card. I like that we've got more bubbles though, so I can't hate that. Like, then we have Goku, which is the Goku you mentioned up top, which is a really interesting card on paper. In reality, again, it's almost good. It just misses the mark. It's locked into a red goten, and that's what really hurts it.
It's fine that it's locked into red goten. I have no problem with that. It's an engine for that. The thing is that you can only use it 5 cards. It's a 1-drop with no protection. Because leader can bring it once per game, and then you can have 4 copies in the deck.
Yeah.
It has no protection. It's a 1-drop with 4k power. I can, I snap my fingers and it's gone.
Yeah, shocking death ball, or even dormant potential hits it, doesn't it? So
A difference in status. Minus 5k, gone.
yeah, it's and again, it's to activate main before you do anything, so you just go negate.
And on top of that, you need to switch it to rest mode. So you're not repeating it next turn because your opponent is just going to ham in to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's
and you lose your unison as well. Not lose, but you rest your unison as well. So you lose the attack on that as well because it's part of the cost. You need to rest the unison.
yeah, it's like cool idea, flawed execution.
It's a very cool idea, but again, biggest problem, activate main, because they're just going to negate. And you can't do... If it wasn't activate main, you could decide when you're activating it.
Yeah.
It
Gohan
would force your opponent
opposing
to have more negates.
Gohan opposing the demon. I do actually really like this card. Very interesting card. It looks way more rare than a common, that's for sure. I don't know how much we'll see of it, but I kind of hope that, because there is something there. Like, we've seen it from set 7 onwards. Like, there is this red Gohan adolescence thing that can kind of seep in. I mean, to be fair, you go back to set 2 where you had the MCU, the BCC card. Like, I feel like there's something there, and Bandai just needs to put it together at some point. And this card's really good at that.
A leader, did it?
No, none of it's all lead lots. It's like, and like a Z sword, Gohan Adolescence or something would be amazing.
I mean, this card is surprisingly interesting for President Frieza.
Would it get around? Yeah, it would get around it, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4-drop. You can play it in there, and because your Frieza Prison doesn't attack, you just rest it to give minus 15k to something.
Not a bad shout. It's got dual attack, so
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so it's interesting is, I guess, the best thing we can say. I mean, it's a common card, right?
It's nice to see a playability for the common card.
Then we get a very card. It's a 2-drop, play in rest mode, negate the attack.
When it's played, you either draw a card or add a marker to red unison.
I don't have much to say on this one.
I mean, it is 15k, I guess. So playing in rest mode is not that problematic.
It's 2 energy, though.
2 energy.
It's 2 energy. It's There's so many better red cards you can pay 2 energy for to negate an attack.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I mean, especially if you play it in a bubble, yeah, it's nice to have, but in the wider landscape, not great.
It's a good evolve target for the opposing the demon, and that's about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Goten, opposing the demon. I actually really like this card.
It reminds me a lot of one of the draft boxes had similar cards.
Yeah, I mean, chain attack into this little guy to minus 10k on a swing.
There are better chain attack targets.
There is, but like that's like that's the kind of strategies that come to mind. I like it. I actually think it's a fun card. I genuinely really like this card. Then we have Goten Journey's Beginning, which is just your standard searcher. It's nice to have.
It's nice to add the variety because we had similar searches for Unison with cost of 2 and 4. We haven't had one for 3.
Have we not?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. And it's a 5k, so...
Yeah. But it only searches for a Saiyan with cost 3 or less, which is the sad thing.
Yeah. Can't get any other good stuff. Well, I mean, there's a few good stuff, actually. But, yeah. Then we get a really cool looking Trunks, but it's just a 10k skillless, so not much to say about it. It looks good. That's... Yeah.
It's your choice of skilllesses, right?
Yeah,
it's also
right.
Trunks Youth, so it's if it was Trunks GT, I would say there's a huge playability with it, but
it's not GT, sadly. Trunks Journey Beginning. I actually kind of like this card. It is just a Saiyan Cabba, but
yeah,
it also has the Earthling tag.
It is playable in the Earthling deck. If you want to just go Earthling, you suddenly have not only 8 Cabbas for your aggression, but 4 of them are searchable.
Yeah. So it's nice that we have more of this type of card in the game, especially if people are coming in and they don't want to get Saiyan Cabba or there's something Earthling or Trunks Youth that they want to play in future. It's good to have variety, right? And variety is the spice of life, is what the saying is. So Trunks Journey Begins, good card to have.
That 1-drop Goten and this 1-drop Trunks are technically Gotenks material.
Yeah.
Because they're both 5k.
I mean, there is red Gotenks as well.
Yeah.
So,
but I think the green one doesn't check for the color.
Oh. So red green Gotenks. There you go, guys. Boom. Problem solved. Mystery gone. I love the artwork on this Krillin. Love the artwork on this Krillin.
Sure. I mean, it looks nice. It looks weird, but it looks nice.
But it's just like, and we kind of see this quite a little. We see this again introduced in this set, which is very well reintroduced in this set. Is the defenders, the bodyguards, like the combo play cards are coming back.
I missed them, but at the same time, the gameplay has been so fast that they usually didn't matter.
Exactly.
In this case, I think they might matter a bit more because they have blocker.
That's true, but this comes in rest mode.
Yeah, that's fine, but they still will block even though they're in rest mode because your opponent won't want to deal with them next turn when they can choose this turn how to deal with it.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right.
So the 10k attack that would go your face with where you're probably not awakened yet, is going to go into this blocker. It is still going to block even though it's in rest mode. You just don't get to choose when.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, it can kind of help with alliance strategies thinking about it.
Yeah, it's very easy to put down
puts
an additional body.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
It's a shame it's not 15k power. I would like to see a revamp on Pan Leader.
Oh god, yes. The Pan reboot with this would be super fun.
Yeah.
Videl opposing the demon. So she's really interesting, but in a weird way. Like, nice, cool. She's a 1-drop 4k searcher. Cool, sure. But then she has this weird effect to, like, evolve, but not really. Like, you kind of play it.
You don't evolve, but you also. I don't understand one thing. Why the hell? It specifies Gohan adolescents without barrier.
Right! It's weird.
It's very specific, and I don't know why.
the reason I compare it to Evolve is because Evolve is traditionally you pay a card for one less. That's where I'm getting the Evolve comparison. People, please, I'm not saying you put the card on top of her.
Yeah, because
Uh,
the original Evolve, which is not used anymore,
yeah,
is just one less. We use X Evolve now, which is way less, but requires specific cost of the
yeah.
card.
So that's why I'm likening it to Evolve. But it's just weird. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's weird. It's weird, right? Like,
It's weird. We agreed on that. Let's move on.
it's a weird card. One card that's definitely not weird and I really like is Videl
Yeah,
Encounter in Danger.
this
Really
card
nice.
is ridiculous.
Yeah. So we had a debate going back and forth for a little while about is Yamcha better, is Videl better? I think the consensus is it's situational. Like, some cases Yamcha's better, some cases Videl's better. But I do really like this card as a counterplay. It's nice that we have more unison-based counterplays. The fact that she has Spirit Boost is very interesting and has the potential to minus quite a lot of damage or mitigate quite a lot of damage even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm glad.
That she requires that specific unison, and I think that's what we should have seen on the initial counterplay, unison counterplay cards.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think they all should have said 2 drops, because that was the norm back then, beside Magic AKORA, which was 4 drop.
Yeah, rather than focus on the amount of markers you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
then it was 2 playable with the Migra, which was a bit of a scourge.
Yeah, I agree. And then the SPR just looks amazing. I love the SPR artwork for it.
Then we have Nata the Village stuff.
Which is super weird. Again, why? I get you wanted to make a spiritual success, a spiritual sequel.
Successor, but you could support the old stuff to make it more fun.
But yeah, so you get the field card when you play this card from your deck, which, you know, at least you're not searching the top 5 for it or top 7.
Yeah.
Like, you're just adding it, which, alright, fair play, Bandai. I'll give you that. We get another village monster, which is just great. I love that. Like, I think I'm the only person who does care about that, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's a monster. It works with the Gohan and Higher Dragon.
Icarus, yeah. It's cool. We actually got a lot of monsters in this set, which makes me really happy. But yeah, brilliant brutality beyond measure. Really cool.
I love the design on this card.
I think this the auto of discarding itself is. I hope we see a lot more of it because I think it's just a genius idea.
We are seeing one more in this set, right?
I think there's one more card that does the same thing.
Kefla, I think it is.
It's like if you discard a card, you get something. But if you've discarded another copy of this card, you get more. Which I think, I really like that idea. I think that's really cool.
But the question is, you need to wager: is it better to have multiple copies of this card on board, or is it better to get that additional skill?
Exactly, and that gives more choice and more agency to the player, and makes for better gameplay overall. The card's also really good. Like,
it's a 3-drop 35k double strike.
Yeah, yes, it's a pretty good card. With a nice SPR as well. Just giving Gohan a hug. Just stare. Wanted to say hi to him.
Oh god.
Broly finishing the job.
It's needed there in the deck.
It's needed. It's okay. I don't have much to say on that one. Sadly.
I mean, you can play it as a 1-drop. It's 16k. The 16k annoys me.
It's 20k on attack, 15k on defense. Or have I got it? No, it's the other way around, isn't it? It's 20k on defense.
The other way around, yeah.
20k on defense, 15k on attack.
Yeah.
If you want to take the next one while I have a quick
so this is the super combo on Sparking 5, which is... I mean, Broly wants to fill in his drop area with extra cards, so it's fair that it's a Sparking super combo. It's simple as that.
Yeah, not much more to add. I mean, just kidnapping
Videl's
they fine.
Needed a super combo that was Broly. I'm happy that Broly got a basic super combo, not something fancy specific like Frieza Prison got.
What? Yeah, like discard an extra card, draw 2.
Yeah. Oh god. Can you imagine if that was a card that was only color locked?
That'd be so nightmarish. So yeah, they did a good job with the super combo. It's also printed 10k, which is really handy. So
10k. Oh no, sorry, printed 10k combo. Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I thought you were talking power.
No. Broly Slumbering Demon's a very cool and interesting card. Actually kind of works with quite a lot of stuff. But it's important to know that it's only when you played from hand you draw the card, not when it's played. Because there are cards that let you play Broly's from your deck. So
Yeah. But the thing is, it also works with the old Broly, right?
yeah.
Which is really interesting because it can play any red Broly 4-drop from your deck. It doesn't need to be monocolor, which is nice as well. But you already need to have that dormant potential. No, not dormant potential.
Legend.
Dormant Legend. That's the one in your drop.
Is the new one not a 2-drop?
Probably is, but
Yeah. Oh no,
you know,
the demon
I'm working off the old strategy because in the old strategy in the Surge Broly, you still run Dormant Legend because you can use Goten.
No, you do run Dormant Legend. The field spell in this is real Village Ritual because I remember when I did my out of the box deck profile, I had to shoehorn a 2-drop field into it. So yeah, it's meant for Dormant Legend. It's really good, really like cool strategy, and yeah, you can get counter reversal because that's a 4-drop. There is
There's a couple of multicolor.
It's the Super Saiyan one, isn't it? Where that's a 4-drop.
The one, the finishing the job that we have seen here as well.
Yeah, so there's plenty of good targets for it. Demon Comeuppance is just a really good card. Just a really good card.
It's a very interesting card. But yeah, pay 1, discard a card, draw 2. Yeah. Reminds me a bit of the Super Dragon Balls.
Yeah, kind of. I can see that, yeah. Village Ritual, it's probably not going to see any play. I like it because...
It's a red field card.
It's a red 2-drop field card. You can add more... Like, the thing is, right, like, you have to play this if you're just playing Broly out of the set to make use of Broly Slumbering Demon, but then you can't play anything else, so the card is literally there to be put in your drop area.
Yep.
It's such a weird thing. Like, I remember building that deck and just being like, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, God. But I've committed to building the deck now, so I have to. That was a fun day. Demon Awakens, probably one of the best cards in the set. Not gonna lie.
The card is so ridiculous.
It's really good.
I'll attack you with I don't know, Trunks critical attacker. I'll take a life. I'll not combo this. Activate battle this. 20k crit. You took it. Cool. I'm going to burst 1, warp this, and take another life. I'm on 6 life on my first attack.
It's interesting.
Sadly, it doesn't work with the new Broly, but you get the gist.
Red Broly, like we have red Brolys.
Yeah,
so doesn't matter.
Works with Surge.
Yeah, because it's not mono red either.
Yeah.
Monstrous Encounter. I really like this card. It's super cool and interesting. So you essentially you're playing a 2 cost skillless for 1 and making it a block. It doesn't negate the attack, but it becomes the attack target.
It redirects the attack.
And I really like that for what this could mean.
I think
for
that's
future.
A deceptively strong card because cards that can't be negated, you can still do this.
Yes, exactly.
Even the cards that can't be blocked or negated, you can still do this.
Exactly. Come at me, Victory Strike.
Exactly.
Victory Strike getting denied by Natande Village Monster. That's the dream. Now we get into all the fun Broly stuff. So basically everything we're going to talk about here is just really good. So Demonic Blitz, really good.
Yeah. And of course, all those cards are better if you're playing the red Broly, but they're still not bad on their own.
No, in and of their own right, you're correct. Like Broly makes them cheaper, but they're still good. Then we have Demonic Barrier. This is the critical card. It's very good.
Oh yeah, that makes your leader critical. Demonic Playtime. Oh, so many memes.
So many memes. It's the double strike. It's really good.
It's Champa. You need the
Gigantic,
Champa when you have an extra card that does the same thing.
Gigantic Meteor. One of the best cards introduced in this set.
Yeah,
It's so good.
this is definitely a card that you want in majority of the red decks.
Yeah, it's just great. Red
Especially if
Saiyan.
you're mono red Saiyan, because this one doesn't check that your leader is Broly. It checks that your leader is a mono red Saiyan.
And it gives you a bunch of options.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a very good card.
It's just awesome to have. Pick up 4 of these because I can see it being quite a
If
sort
you're
of
playing
card.
red Saiyans.
And that is it for our red cards. Oh boy, what an interesting colour red's turned out to be. It's getting a C from me.
Yeah.
I want to give this higher. I love Broly, but Goten just drags this thing.
Goten drags it down. The Natade village doesn't do anything for it. And for me, Broly... It's one of those complaints that we had multiple times. It kind of feels like it's towards that old Broly we had in 7. There's that limitation, there's that extra card. It feels like pieces are there, but they're not really made to work with each other beside a slumbering demon.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I can see that. So yeah, I think we're both pretty solid on a C here.
Yeah, it is interesting, but very one-sided.
Yeah, very one-sided. So there you go, guys. What did you think of the red cards in Saiyan Showdown? Do you think we've been a bit harsh? Do you actually like Goten? Honestly, if Goten wins an event, I will give that person something. And I'm talking about a big event, not just your locals, because
Handshake.
Anything. Yeah, I'll give you a handshake with my mini hand. There you go. I'll fly to wherever you are just to do that. There you go. That's it. So you got to win Worlds with Goten. Prove me wrong. Can you imagine if Goten won Worlds? Oh, crazy, crazy world we live in. Guys, hit that like button if you like this video. If you dislike this video, hit that dislike button. But leave a comment below telling us how we can improve. Loki, thanks for joining me. Any final thoughts on the red cards from Saiyan Showdown?
They should have supported more of the red-green Reddit.
In mono red colour.
Reddit's had red cards in it
Did
as
it?
well. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while since I looked at that set. Well, never mind. Until next time, guys, we are Players Guild. Come back again tomorrow for the next entry in the graded of Saiyan Showdown.